Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about more details on the Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri incident in Hungary and why I'm angry about Sainz's response. Now in Hungary Sainz was a lapped car while Piastri was on the lead lap, and Piastri came across Sainz as he was in a battle with Fernando Alonso. Now at Hamilton corner Sainz ran a bit wide and Piastri went down the inside expecting to be let through. However, on the exit of the corner Sainz closed the door and made contact with Piastri, and this sent Piastri onto the grass and nearly spinning. And then on top of that, Sainz proceeded to stay in the way of Piastri throughout turns 3, 4 and 5 before eventually letting him past. Now Sainz's response to the incident has annoyed me. I'll explain why soon, but this is what Sainz said as quoted by Racing News 365. To be honest, I'm really sorry for Oscar, but this time I think I have a pretty good excuse for what happened. I don't know if he could have also been a bit more careful, given that he's the one fighting for podiums and positioning himself a bit more cautiously because all of the issues we were having with the blue flags. I took the 5-second penalty, I'm okay with it. I don't care when I go fighting for P18, but it's a racing incident. He probably understands what happened just by knowing what happened. He didn't retire due to me, not my fault, so it was just a contact, as I'm glad it didn't disturb his race too much, but it's tough when we're having all these issues. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I'm close now to 56,000 subscribers, and your support and lovely comments are incredible and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. Now Sainz is right when he refers to blue flag issues during the Hungarian Grand Prix. I mean, there was some sort of failure that meant blue flags were not appearing on the steering wheel, and if you want to find out more about that, I'll leave a link to a video I did in the description. However, there are a few things Sainz has said that has annoyed me. First of all, in that he thinks he's got a pretty good excuse for what happened, with him putting the root cause of the incident down as a blue flag system failure on the steering wheel with the lights not displaying. I mean, for me, that's just not right. First of all, there's a video on social media of Sainz's onboard before the incident, and that shows Sainz passing through multiple panels that were showing blue flags at him. And then secondly, the stewards said in their verdict that Sainz was informed by the team on the radio that Piastri was approaching. So yeah, when you put those two things together, as far as I'm concerned, there's just no excuse. And then secondly, Sainz goes on to say, oh well, maybe Piastri could have been a bit more careful. Well, no, at the end of the day, Sainz is a lapped car. He's getting blue flags. He's got to get out the way. He's got to respect that. And as far as I'm concerned, Piastri did nothing wrong. I mean, Sainz may have not seen Piastri, but Sainz was given plenty of warning that Piastri was approaching. So yeah, just no excuse for Sainz. And then thirdly, saying, well, the gearbox failure had nothing to do with me, and I'm happy I didn't damage his race too much. I mean, yes, the gearbox failure had absolutely nothing to do with Sainz, but no one knew that was going to happen. And at the time of the incident with Sainz, Piastri was fighting for the race lead. He was trying to undercut his teammate, Lando Norris. But because of that incident with Sainz, Piastri lost so much race time, and as a result, he came up behind Norris at the pit stops. So as far as I'm concerned, up to that point, Sainz completely ruined Piastri's race, and Piastri was understandably furious, and when it was put to him that Sainz was focused on Alonso, Piastri replied, as quoted by The Race, he was fighting Fernando for last place like it was the World Championship. It cost me the lead of the race. He's quite critical of others, and others have given him some stick before for being frustrating on track. When you go and do something like that, I think maybe you should look in the mirror a bit. So yeah, Piastri really calling out Sainz there. Now just before I end the video, I do want to say that I think Sainz is a very strong driver, and at all the teams he's driven for, I think he's shown his talents very well. However, what happened in Hungary with Piastri for me was just unacceptable, and I also think that Sainz's response to the incident was not on, and I hope that after the summer break and at the next round in Zandvoort, Sainz gives Piastri a proper apology. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.